Hello, Star Citizens out there everywhere. This is Shoas with the Aurora Heights gaming community, and today I got a very short but a very special video for you guys. I want to say congratulations to everyone who helped support the project. Star Citizen has reached $26 million. The $25 million goal was more servers around for alpha and beta test, which means people in other countries like South America and Europe will have access to far more servers locally than having to send their connection all the way to America to get it back, which would cause massive lag problems, no doubt. Anyone who knows even a little bit about computer technology can tell you that. But other than that, I mean, the 26, that's what the 25 million will go for. The $26 million goal, which we just broke, and we're probably about 40% of the way to 27 million at the time of this video, is that capital ships systems will be expanded. Now, I already talked a little bit how capital ships will work, things like the Idris Corvette, and thanks to other milestones we've broken in the crowdfunding process, there's a destroyer class, which is above the Corvette. There'll be a battleship class, and then there will be a small escort carrier class, which will probably be about the size of a battleship, but its main purpose will be carrying lots of aircraft. And then, of course, bigger than them all, you've got the Bengal carrier, which is the big bad boy of them all, the biggest of all the ships. It is important to note that the Bengal carrier will not be available for purchase. However, one Bengal carrier per server will exist that can be stolen, and that's about it. There's a Bengal carrier on every character that can be taken, and that's the only way you can get a Bengal carrier. Plus, they've also talked about how Bengal carriers and large ships may not fit inside hangars, so they may be coming out with more details on ideas on how large ships like destroyers and corvettes have to be docked outside in the open where people can see it. And that brings up an interesting subject of how you defend those if you're offline, if it's just sitting there, or if they'll even be able to take it when you're offline. But the 26 million goes to expanding the systems on those. The Corvette takes about 8 people to man, plus there are 2 more slots for. I'm sorry, it takes about 10 people to man, plus there are 2 fighter bays where you can have 2 fighter pilots, and then they want to expand it things like navigation, power control, weapons, plus the fact that lots of the guns on the ships will have to be manned by someone and won't be automated. So what you have here is a setup that'll be just like you would classically see in any spaceship anime or cartoon or show, where you have the captain of the ship who will sit back in his chair, and instead of having controls or anything, you'll probably just have like a bank of screens, and it'll be showing you damage reports and navigation and sensor data and power supply and weapons and ammo and where our ships are at compared to theirs. And then there will be other consoles. The navigation guy will probably be flying. There'll probably be a sensor guy who will be working the sensor relays and tracking and all that. Maybe. I don't know for sure. All this is up in the air, and it could change anytime. Plus all the guns that have to be manned instead of can be controlled by a console. Plus they want to expand it where if your ship is boarded, you can drop bulkhead doors to impede progress. Plus the idea that teams inside can use fire extinguishers to put out flames, and can repair inside the ship, repair bulkheads and stuff, to kind of make the ship last longer than it normally would, or would have had we not hit the $25 million goal. But that's what they're expanding. The only other thing I'm here to talk to you guys today about is get a good look at the Aurora here. It's a sexy beast, isn't it? It really is. It is a lovely ship. It is a lovely piece of equipment. Starter ship. It is important to note that the $28 million stretch goal is that they will come out with a second starter ship, which means another $25 to $35 starter ship, which I'll more than likely pick up when it comes out. But we have to go to the other side of the bay for what I'm going to show you. The Cutlass still isn't in yet. The main reason the Cutlass still isn't in yet is because the Cutlass comes with an hangar all on its own. It comes with the asteroid hangar, which is in Star Citizen, using equipment and money, you can hollow out large. Oh, for any of you interested, BBC News says that Twitter shares will be $45 share on the New York Stock Exchange at 9:54 Central Time on what is it today? November 7th? November 7th. Happy N7 Day, everyone. I got a buddy of mine who loves Mass Effect who's just been telling me Happy N7. Yeah, but that comes with its own asteroid hangar, which is a hangar that, you know, you smugglers and pirates will be getting in. But this is the 1-year anniversary Aurora LN, I think it's called. And this is the combat dogfighting variant of the Aurora. As you can see, it's got a much larger, wider engine instead of the 3 individual compartments of the other one. Sexy paint job, John Deere colors, nothing, it strikes fear into your enemies like a John Deere. I didn't say that, I'm not, I don't, John Deere represents nothing that has to do with this video. There's way more intakes, there's twice as many intakes, got that really cool looking muscle car intake up at the top there. Reminds me of those big, intake scoops that come out of the hood of muscle cars. Got a bank of missiles up there. It is important to note that the regular Aurora does support a bank of missiles on top. It's just that these have the bank of missiles animated in. What it does have different than the Aurora, besides the bank of missiles being there instead of not being on the other one where you can mount missiles, is the fact that instead of 2 Tier 1 mounts, you have 4 Tier 1 mounts. And by default, they're all laser chain guns instead of the regular little blasters we've got. Needless to say, this thing will probably be a spray and pray dogfighter. The chain gun here, the weapon, I don't remember what it's called, but the design of the weapon is that the company that made its idea was to spread out as many bullets across as wide a surface as possible. So basically this thing is just for shooting out bullets and filling the area full of laser fire, which is all well and good. It's kind of my style of dogfighting, but this thing will probably be an energy hog. This thing will probably soak up and empty a fuel tank because of the fact that these require energy, and energy comes from the power plant, and the more energy you use, the more fuel you use up. So I would have to guess that these things will deplete the power supply on a ship much faster than the guns on the regular Aurora. Also, I would have to say that from what I've read about this thing in the descriptions, this is a dogfighter variant, so the long-term, staying out a long time capabilities of the regular Aurora aren't here. They aren't. Let's go up in it. As you can see, everything here looks about the same. Looks just exactly the same. It's just the Aurora. Let's get in the chair. Let's see if anything's different here. I don't think anything will be different. Come on, let me get in it. It's still buggy. Once again, all this is really pre-alpha. It's not even alpha yet. So the fact that there's buggy animations and stuff is just part of the game. They're working as hard as they can. Right now, they're more concerned with the dogfighting alpha, which will be going up towards the end of the year, and I'll be giving you tons of buggy videos on that. As you can see, the sticks move. None of the pads work. The pedals work, but the animation isn't synced up with the feet. And from what I can tell, it doesn't look like it does. It looks like it to me, but I may be wrong. Is that the cockpit here has got a lot more stuff in the way, a lot more bars than the other Aurora, although the cockpit still is probably my favorite part of the Aurora. The cockpit is just amazing. Only one thing really left to show you on this bad boy, which is, let's go back, and let's see here. Right here is the bunk. Now again, once I said before, the bunk, if you're in a safe part of space, you can sleep in your ship and you can log out there safely, and the ship will disappear from view. However, even if you log out and maybe you get lucky and are able to log out in a horrible, like really bad part of space, if you log back in, you may log back in the middle of an ambush or something, no one can tell. But in order to slap all this cool dogfighting equipment on, the nice little window we had here is gone. The nice little window that we had to look out and see the stars is gone, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, I bashed my head right here on the top of this thing. I just want to say thank you all guys for all your support, and thank you guys for $26 million, almost, and getting close to $27 million at the time of this video. And for all of you out there, this is Shoas with the Arrow Heights gaming community. Fly safe.